Greed is not a financial issue, it's a heart issue. Andy Stanley. Hey hustlers, my name is Christian and I am the host of the Hustle Show. Thank you so very much for tuning in today on episode 10. We made it through, hustlers. We made it to 10 episodes already. I can't believe this. And all the episodes are pre-recorded, so I'm actually recording this on July 24 when the Hustle Show went live this morning. So I'm not only pumped, I'm excited. I cannot believe it's already been 10 episodes, guys. I am beyond happy and beyond grateful that you're sticking around and that you're here. Or if you're new to the show, welcome to episode 10. Even though it's only episode 10, it's not like the 400 or the 5 or the 500. It's been an incredible journey already on this 10 episodes, and I'm just loving. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I'm loving the process of starting and growing the show. You know, on the podcast, the YouTube channel, and meeting all these successful entrepreneurs that are now becoming really, really good friends of mine. And I'm having a blast talking to them and sharing their story. And it's inspiring for me and it's life-changing for me. And I hope it is the same way for you, okay? I hope you're getting the inspiration that you need. I hope you are getting the insights and all the motivation that you need to start whatever project you want to start or just go after your dreams, okay? So like I said, it's a huge milestone for us today because we're celebrating 10 episodes, and I don't think there is a better guest to celebrate this milestone as it is to have Lindsay Adamson today on today's episode. Lindsay is super well known as the Lifestyle Millionaire, and on this episode she shares with us why she's known like that, why she had an amazing and super good paid job, and she was doing everything right at her job and she was just crushing it, and she was well on her way to be a 27-year-old millionaire. And she basically just said, this is not for me, and she quit her job and she changed gears super drastically. But I'm so happy that she did, and you'll see right now why she did it, and why she's now well known as the Lifestyle Millionaire, okay? And remember that all the show notes for this episode will be available at thehustleshow.co/THS10. And there'll be the links to connect with Lindsay and to learn more about what she's doing and learn more about, you know, all the free content that she provides and that she shares for free. And before we jump into our call, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now at this very second. If you're driving, well, just do it carefully. I don't want to be blamed that you had an accident because I asked you to hit the subscribe button. But definitely subscribe to the podcast and to the YouTube channel, because that will help us to spread the word and for other people to find the show and to devour the content that we're putting together, all the stories that we're sharing. And it will basically help me reach more people, you know, deliver the message that I'm trying to deliver here, that entrepreneurship, it's hard. There is no magical 3-step system, but even though it's hard, it's totally worth it. And I'm just giving you the insights and the motivation and the inspiration that you need to go after your dreams and start acting on them, okay? So without further ado, let's jump into our call with Lindsay Adamson from the lifestylemillionaire.com. All right, hustlers. So in today's episode, we have Lindsay. Welcome, Lindsay.
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing?
We're all very pumped and very excited to have you here because for us, it's a milestone. You are the Hustle Show episode 10. So we are very excited to have you here. We made it. We survived to the first 10. So I'm super pumped and super excited. And not only that, I mean, you know, I'm looking forward to sharing your story. As a matter of fact, I was reading your book last night, and it caught my attention because you're basically teaching people how to monetize their passion. And that's what we're all about here. That's exactly what I'm doing here with the show.
That's amazing. And I'm so honored to be the guest on episode number 10. This is an amazing honor. I have checked into you as well, and I'm so excited to share with you today.
Very cool. So like I said, I was reading a little bit about your story, and I was impressed that you were like the sales guru. You were the future Grant Cardone in a girl. And then all of a sudden, you know, things got crazy, and you just decided to take a year off and just go live the life that you wanted. So I'm eager to dig into that transition. How was that transition like? What happened there?
Oh my goodness. So, a lot of you guys may not know this, but I worked for 8 years in a door-to-door sales company, one of the largest sales companies in Canada. And I had no previous sales experience before. And it was an amazing ride because I started out absolutely terrible in my first few days. In fact, I said this in the book, but on my first day of work, after a 12-hour day, I had only made 4 sales and brought home $34 at the end of the day. But I caught on really quickly. And on my 5th day of the job, I brought home something like $586. And very, very quickly, I caught on because I put my whole heart and my whole energy into everything that I decide to do in life. And so within the first month of the job, the CEO of the company had me up in front of the 50 to 100 people that we'd be training every single morning, sharing sales tips and coaching and training in our morning sales meetings. Not only that, but he'd have me take people on one-on-one at the end of the night and coach them through the specific challenges that they had been going through. And when I graduated from university, I got a promotion to build my own division of the company with whatever I wanted to create. And I was taken on as the national sales director. I had bought my first house at the age of 22, but what I don't tell many people is that he had me traveling all over the country, sleeping on an air mattress in our offices or in our warehouses. And I was that dedicated to success that I was willing to do that and leave my house empty at home just to keep earning money and working towards my goal of becoming a millionaire at the time, and just really wanting to succeed and being the best and being the number one. But what I came to realize was that money wasn't everything. And for such a long time, money had been everything for me. I have an amazing family and I'm so lucky that they stood by me, but I was so money hungry and I didn't have a chance to actually experience any of what life had to offer. And I was young and I was vibrant and I was energetic, but every other part of my life started to kind of take a toll. And so I made a decision at a really critical time. And a lot of people probably thought I was nuts because I was making multiple 6 figures at the time. And I walked away from that job to explore what else life had to offer. And to answer your question more specifically, it was a really tough transition because so much of my identity was really linked into that job and what I was creating there. And my boss had built me up to be somewhat of a celebrity within the company. Anywhere across Canada within that company, people knew who I was without even having had to meet me. And so leaving a position like that where you were seemingly famous and making all this money, it was really difficult. But I knew in my heart that there was something so much more for me that I needed to explore. And so for the following year, I actually went on a journey of learning, not earning. And for an entire year, I forced myself not to earn even one single penny. And I learned more in that year than I had in the last 5 years combined. And there was a lot of ups and downs, but it was just such an extraordinary experience to have.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds truly amazing, the story of how, that passion that was driving you to your dream job, that you basically had it made for, for whatever amount of years you had the job, you had the house, you had the family, you had the money, you had everything you ever wanted, because those were your goals back then, right? So for you back then, you were successful, you were doing everything you wanted. But I'm feeling something, that there was something missing. Was there like something unfulfilled, something that was craving inside, if I'm not mistaken? I mean, I don't know, you tell me, what was that little push that made that decision so drastic? I mean, from celebrity to basically just go travel the world for a year.
I just knew, like you said, that something was missing, that something wasn't there, that there had to be more to life than just working yourself to the bone to become a millionaire. And I'll tell you right now, very transparently, that if I had have stuck at that job for even probably 2 more years, I would have earned enough to become a millionaire very quickly and easily, doing exactly what I was doing, but sacrificing every other part of my life. And I made the decision, and it was a powerful one, that I knew that I needed to go out and see the world and see what else was out there, because I knew that I was talented enough and that I was willing to work hard enough to build my riches on my own while living an extraordinary life instead of just sacrificing everything when I was young enough and energetic enough to really live.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it does sound like a lot of fun. Hopefully, I recently had a solo adventure too for like a week. I can't imagine, it was amazing. And I can't imagine a full year. That must be fun.
Actually, it was 2.5 years
Oh, wow.
of living that life. It was pretty extraordinary.
Wow, that's crazy. So after this time for yourself to basically refocus, recharge, and what happened there, and how did you come up with your business idea after that? How was that transition like?
So I completed my year of learning, not earning. And then right after that year, I had already been planning for a few months on what was the next step. And so literally to the week, as soon as that year was over, I launched my new business, which was my first business that I ever opened, which was a beachside yoga retreat center and studio. And I ran that business for 1.5 years. And I got to meet the most extraordinary people from all over the world during my retreats. And I hosted so many amazing travelers. I taught yoga classes. I held retreats. I brought people on these crazy, amazing adventures. But I was left with the feeling like there was so much more for me out there. Like it wasn't serving my soul's true purpose, that I had chosen something that I sort of loved and I knew I would be good at, but it wasn't really living up to my true dreams in a big, impactful way. And so I went through a period of about 6 to 8 months where I actually fell into a pretty deep depression. I felt like I was not putting myself in a position to achieve the way that I so love to do, because I am a very, very ambitious person, and I needed to surround myself with other entrepreneurs and other people who wanted to really, really step up big in their lives. And I just wasn't in the right environment for that. Even though I was surrounded with some of the most incredible people I had ever met, it just wasn't the environment that I was going to flourish in. And so I moved back to Toronto last July 2016. And at that point, I attended a free seminar, which was kind of a changing point for me. I knew I needed to go do something that was really going to light the fire in me again, because I had felt like it was burning low for quite a long time. And so I remember sitting in a room full of 200 other prospective entrepreneurs and fellow business owners and some people who were still in careers. And we were listening all day to a number of different speakers. And at the end of the day, it had really lit my fire again. And I was ready to kind of go all in on my business. And I ended up hiring a few amazing coaches to help me kind of accelerate the process and learn what I needed to learn to really build a really strong foundation for a worldwide business that would really take the world by storm, because I care a lot about what I do. And I wanted to make sure that it was going to be super, super successful if I was going to make the decision to go all in. And so that's what I did. And I just opened my mind and my heart to whatever was going to come my way. I've taken a lot of risks to make sure that I jump on opportunities, just like being on this video with you here today. And I literally just say yes when things come my way. And I've been able to build my business that way very quickly and very successfully.
Well, I'm very excited to hear this story. And, I really appreciate you wanting to share it today with us and to all the hustlers that are listening to us right now. And you're a true inspiration. I'm very proud of everything that you've achieved. And that's why one of the reasons that we had to have you on the show, because you are one of those stories that I keep telling everybody. I mean, when you go after the money, there's a lot of sacrifices, and it's easy to lose hope and motivation and everything, right? So one day you feel good, the other day it's miserable. But when you're going after the passion, I can hear in your voice, right? everybody listening to you right now, they can hear that passion, that driven in your voice. So that is amazing to meet somebody like you. And I'm just excited to keep digging into this story.
Amazing. And I'm excited to be here with you because if my story can inspire someone else to really step into their dreams and step into their power, I am happy to share it.
Cool. Well, so now, I mean, we were talking about hiring coaches and you were sure that it was going to be successful and everything was going to be super, super good, the biggest things you ever launched. But did you have doubts when you went going to start this amazing project? Do you have doubts of yourself? Did you doubt that you could do something that big?
Definitely, I'm not a robot and I'm a human being. So I go through fears, I go through doubts, and that's where having an amazing coach in your life really comes to play, because there is no one on this earth who is superhuman. We all need love. We all need support. We all need guidance. And I continue to have coaches in my life who are making an amazing and big impact on me, whether it's sharing their amazing knowledge or whether it's supporting me and holding me accountable. I've put the systems in place so that even when doubts or fears come to show themselves, that I have systems in place to overcome them and to really just focus on what's important.
I agree. I mean, it's very important to have that person in your back. But I mean, when you're starting out, especially even in my case, sometimes it's hard to find that right mentor, find that right coach. Do you have any tips that could help our listeners how to find the right coach or somebody that can do what they did for you, somebody that can support them?
Yeah, absolutely. And the truth is that I have been blessed to work with some of the most amazing coaches in the world. But just because someone's a great coach doesn't mean that they're the great fit for you and where you're at in your life. So it's really important to have a conversation one-on-one with the person that you're looking to work with and really get a feel and listen to your intuition in regards to whether you guys will work well together and whether they're able to help you with the current struggle or challenge that you're trying to overcome. And it really helps when that person's been through something similar to what you're currently trying to overcome, and they're just a few steps ahead of where you're currently at. And I know personally that if I can do it, that you certainly can as well. And so it's so important for you to be willing to take risks and be willing to search for someone who's going to be a great fit for you. These days, it's not that hard because so many coaches have so much free content that they're offering on the internet, myself included. I'm currently doing a 30-day Facebook Live challenge where you can get some of the insights into what I would coach you on every single day for free from the comfort of your home. And so hop on those live streams, take a look at their content and get on the phone with them and have a one-on-one conversation. And this is going to let you know if it's something that is well aligned with who you are and where you're trying to be. And then let your ego and fear take aside and just focus on your heart and your intuition and what it's telling you in regards to how to move forwards.
Oh, absolutely. You gave us a golden nugget there. I mean, to all the hustlers that are listening, this is gold. And you know what? Well, the best thing here is free as well. So you're sharing amazing insights into the coaching world, and I'll make sure that I put a link to your page as well, so they can go watch your live challenge as well, and they'll be available at thehustleshow.co/THS10, so that everybody can go and jump into your challenge. That's pretty amazing. I've been watching it. It's pretty amazing what you do. So
awesome, thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, you put your systems in place, you put your coach, you got everything you needed, you had the motivation, the drive, you had everything that required, to launch your project, your business. But what was that aha moment that you had? Why were you starting that business? Did you have a reason? Did you have something that failed just right? Or was it just something that you thought it was a good idea and you just wanted to try it out? What was feeling like?
So about 2 years before I left my position at my old company, I had taken a month off, which was very rare for me because I worked 7 days a week for months and months and months at a time. But during that time, I went to a eco lodge in Nicaragua where there was no power or electricity, no lights. And I had a month there to just read a ton, write a ton, and just really get centered with my thoughts and my feelings. And during that time there, I spent a month actually writing an entire outline of a book and a very detailed outline for everything that I would want to coach on when I started my speaking and coaching business and when I started to hold workshops. I had a name for the business. I had everything all planned out, but then I was offered another promotion at my company and I ended up sticking it out for another 2 years because as we previously discussed, the money was just right where I needed it to be. And so when I was going through this period of time in Costa Rica where I had lost touch with my purpose and I was feeling depressed, I had completely forgotten about what I had created while I had been there in Nicaragua. And when I got back to Toronto, I was on Facebook one day and I saw this ad pop up. And at the time, I didn't know anything about digital marketing and I didn't know about targeted ads. And I really felt like me seeing that ad that day was a strike of fate. And it said, "We are looking for female speakers. Come to this free seminar because we want to get you on stage." And it was almost like this light bulb just went off on the top of my head because all these feelings and thoughts and ideas just came rushing back to me like, oh my God, I totally forgot that I was planning this all along and I just got off track. And it was like a sign for me. It was like a sign of fate that this is your opportunity to get back on track. Go all in because this is what you're meant to do. And not only that, this is what you have a decade of experience already doing and succeeding at. And so that was really my aha moment. And being there at that seminar was just amplifying what I already felt when I saw that ad pop up that day.
Well, that is amazing. You know, how things come out just through a Facebook ad. And look at you now. Look at what that ad caused.
I know. And I truly believe that when you make powerful decisions, the universe will guide you in the exact right path that you need to be on. And you just need to trust it and hop along for the ride.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And I keep saying that to everybody, you know, it's opportunities, you know, you start creating them, they start coming, you say yes, and things just explode from there like it did for you. It's amazing. So after you went to—
And I'm not going to lie to you guys, there's been a lot of lot of ups and downs along the road, and it's taken a lot of hard work. So I don't want to give you the impression that it's come super easy for me. There has been a lot of tears. There's been a lot of sweat. There's been a lot of hard work. There's been a lot of late nights and early mornings and sacrificing certain things that don't seem like a huge sacrifice to me now because I'm really living my passion. But it has taken a lot of hard work, but when you have the right strategies in place, your hard work creates 10 times more results and you're able to build something and achieve much, much quicker than if you were trying to figure everything out on your own, make all the mistakes on your own and figure out what strategies are going to work by trying a ton of different things and seeing what doesn't work. So hiring a coach is almost like getting a shortcut. In high school, we would use these things called Cliff Notes or Cole's Notes, and they were like a short condensed version of the book so that you could write your book report. That's what hiring a coach does for you. They've already made all the mistakes, so they show you exactly what to do, and that's why I was so thankful for having hired coaches to help me because I was able to create in 6 months what would have taken most people 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And so I don't want you to think it's been easy, but it's definitely been worth it.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's probably one of the hardest thing. And that's the purpose of the show, to share those struggles, to share those crying moments and everything that you go through as an entrepreneur, but also to show that it's totally worth it. I mean, you are absolutely in love with your life now. You do exactly what you want when you want, and you're in control, right? But it wasn't like that all the time. And just like you said, there was a lot of struggles and a lot of moments. So why don't you take us back to the first 6 months when you started your business? How were those 6 months? Were they stressful? Was there doubts, fear? What was that like?
Definitely the first 6 months were stressful, and I had a lot of anxiety because for me, my specialty is creativity, coming up with out of the box, really creative ideas, creating content that will really transform people's lives, and being empathetic in a way that I can really understand the people that I'm coaching with, put myself in their shoes, and really help them overcome their struggles. But where I'm not super strong, or where I was not super strong, is technology. And so I was entering this whole world of webinars and sales funnels and social media marketing and all these things. And it was all completely new to me. And I had a lot of anxiety around technology when I first started out. And because I was in such a determined mode where I was in a rush to make a huge success out of my business, at the beginning, I did a lot of outsourcing when it came to technology. And sometimes because I was so eager to really achieve, I hired the wrong people. And I ended up sinking a lot of money into people who really disappointed me in certain aspects. And then I had to go back and learn a lot of things on my own, trying to cover up their mistakes. The great thing that came out of it, even though, yes, I may have spent thousands of dollars unnecessarily, was that fixing their mistakes actually showed me that I am strong enough and powerful enough to figure these things out on my own. And so I learned to create a website for myself. I learned to build a sales funnel for myself. I learned to have live webinars. I learned all these things that had those situations worked out perfectly and they had done the job the way they promised me, I would have never had to go and learn. And now I can teach my clients how to properly outsource and do your due diligence to actually meet the right people who are going to do what they say they're going to do. But I can also help show them how to create these things on their own. And for me, it lights me up with joy knowing that I have these tools at my disposal. And if I hadn't have gone through all that anxiety and stress at the beginning, and if I hadn't have been eager and hired the wrong people, I wouldn't have learned those important lessons. And so sometimes it's important that we make mistakes at the beginning so that we don't make bigger mistakes later on.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with you. You basically went through a situation that was a blessing disguised, because probably what you went through was tough and you basically had no other option than to figure it out. But it turned out to be one of your strengths now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And also, at the beginning, I was kind of frustrated because I ended up signing up for a whole bunch of seminars and hiring a whole bunch of coaches and kind of looking all over the place for these missing puzzle pieces. And it was a really big frustration of mine that there was no one person who could give me all the knowledge, the love, the support, and the strategies that I needed, that I had to constantly go all over the place looking for all these pieces to the puzzle and then have to figure out how they all fit together. And so that was actually the biggest motivation behind creating the brand new course that I'm launching right now, in that I wanted to give people one clean packet of all the information, all the support, and all the love and energy that they need all in one place when they're just starting their journey onto entrepreneurship and launching their first business. And so I'm excited about that project because I created it for that nervous, stressed, anxious person that I was all those months ago.
Yes, I love that. Very cool. So all this anxiety and stress that you went through, did those emotions ever made you feel like you were ready to quit and just go get another job? Or what was that like? Did you doubt yourself anymore with all this anxiety that you had?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a person who's a quitter. I'll never be one. I've never been one. But I don't really think you're an entrepreneur unless you've thought about quitting on your business about 1,000 times. Because if you haven't, then you're probably not playing a big enough game. And so, yes, there was days where I literally wanted to rip my hair out. There were days when I had to go to the gym 2 or 3 times just to burn off the stress. There were days when I had to call someone up and talk to them. And there were days where I absolutely looked at job listings and thought about doing two things at once. But there's no way I would ever quit on my dreams, because this is too important to me to not continue to pursue, to not continue to level up, and to not continue committing to myself, my clients, and my business. Because when you create something that you're so passionate about, it doesn't even seem like an option to quit. Yes, you may think about it when times get challenging, but you would never actually do it. Never, ever, ever.
I absolutely love your phrase. I think that's gonna go for the quotes on our page. I mean, if you're not, you're not an entrepreneur if you never thought of quitting like 1,000 times.
True though.
That's absolutely, yeah, it's 100% legit, and then that's the real story, and that's what I keep telling everybody. That it's not like, let me just put it this way. Let's look back when you launched your product day one. Did you make $1 million on day one?
No.
Right? There's no magical launch. There is no 24-hour launch where from 0 to $1 million. There's nothing like that. It's gonna take you tears, and it's gonna take you time.
Yeah, and you know what? I definitely don't think it will take you 2 years if you're willing to work as hard as you possibly can, and you fully commit to yourself, and you're willing to do whatever it takes. Not just say you're willing to do whatever it takes, but you actually invest in yourself. You're willing to take risks. You're willing to work when other people wouldn't, and you're willing to think of ideas that put you in a different, unique spotlight that's not the same as everyone else is doing. And then you couple that with hiring a coach that believes in you and your vision 100%, and is totally on board with what you want to do, and you can create magic in that 6 to 12 month range. I would never, ever, ever sit here and tell you that the minute you hire someone, the next day you're going to have the cash rolling in, because that's not true. But it took me approximately 4 months in my business before I started making enough money to live off of. And lucky for me, I did have quite a chunk of savings put in place. But I'm currently creating content that I'm teaching the students in my new course for how they can start creating this business while they're still at their job. So that for 6 months, they're creating this safety net, so that when they have the money start to roll in over that 6 months, that then they're willing to make the decision to leave their job and go 100% all in on this new business. And I created that because I know that not everyone has a pile of cash sitting around waiting for them to do whatever they want with it. And I know that for a lot of people, it's really scary to think about leaving their job without something really secure put in place. So as a group, we work through it for 6 months together. They start launching their new business. They start creating everything that I've already put in place, so that they can start creating an income that can replace the income they already have working at a job, but they get to do it on their own terms.
Right. Very cool. And like I said, we'll make sure that we link, I'll get the link and everything, so we can point the hustlers to your direction and get more advice into your course. But I mean, it looks like you've come a long way, and you really are achieving great things and helping other people. And, it's just exciting to hear this story. But I'm eager to ask, I mean, if I were to ask you for one single thing that you think is your secret to your success, what would that be?
Easy. Vision. I'm very passionate about vision. I believe in it 100%. And it's something that I love to talk about a lot. If you don't know what you want, you will never create it. But the second that you take the time to really get very concise and clear about exactly what you want to create in your life, and you make the decision to commit to it despite all odds, all of a sudden the universe clears a path for you and brings you exactly what you need to make it happen. Once you can be very clear, and once you make a commitment. And so I suggest that all of you take some time with a pen and paper and write down what you want, write down what your goals are, and write down your vision for the future, because it is so incredibly impactful with the law of attraction and actually bringing in the people and the opportunities that you need to make it happen.
Absolutely love that. Yes. Very cool. So, I mean, I'm a big believer of the law of attraction, and I'm a big believer of having a vision, because that's how you're going to get to where you want to go if you know where that place is, right? It makes sense where you're saying it, but a lot of
Absolutely.
people doesn't understand that they're not where they want to be because they don't even know where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was just writing a blog about this yesterday, that the very things we say that we want are the exact things that we resist. But if you are able to get very, very clear on what you want and you make a commitment that you will do it, even if the fear comes in, then all of a sudden it's like a flash before your eyes. You just start getting all of these opportunities that arise that help you create that exact thing you're looking for. And it's very simple to create the life that you want if you just know exactly what kind of life that is.
yes, I love that. Very cool. So looking at your atmosphere and how it looked back then, did you have somebody beside your coach? I mean, somebody, maybe a friend, family. How did they play their role in your projects and starting your business? Maybe, was there anybody pushing you and supporting you, or was it actually more difficult trying to convince the family or trying to convince somebody to believe in you that you were gonna take on this risk?
I give a lot of credit to my amazing parents because they have always been extremely supportive of me no matter what I've gone after. And like I said, I'm a very ambitious girl. So I've gone after a lot of things in my life that I really wanted. For a lot of my life, I've been pursuing a career in music, which I still continue to create alongside my business. My parents have always been very, very supportive of that. They were very supportive with my old job, even though it took almost all my time and I wasn't always around for family holidays aside from Christmas. And they've been very, very supportive with my current business that I've been creating. They're always willing to help in whatever way they can. And I definitely weigh a lot upon them when I'm going through anxiety or stress. They're always there when I need to chat or when I need someone to bounce ideas off of, or when I need advice. And most of all, they just share so much love with me that it's inspiring for me to just go after whatever I dream of and to go after all of my dreams all at once, not just playing it small.
Very cool. It's so good to have somebody pushing, having your back, supporting you, keeping that motivation on you and just believing in you, because it gets tough, it gets rough, and you always need that one person, or in your case, both of them.
Absolutely.
So we're going to move, we're going to change gears a little bit from your story to what I like to call the hustle round. We're going to play a little game. I'm going to throw a few words at you, and whatever the first word comes into your mind, that's the one that you're going to say out loud. It just needs to be one word. Okay?
Okay. That's
all right.
Fun.
Let's do it. Hustle.
Christian.
That's the best answer ever. Work.
Hard.
Employee.
Don't want to be one.
Boss.
Boss babe.
Rules.
They're important to follow, but meant to break.
Very cool. College.
Important, but only an option and not necessarily the only road to take.
Fear.
Use it as a powerful guide to guide you in the direction you're meant to follow.
Weakness.
We all have it and we can all emerge from it.
Strength.
Power that you find inside of you when overcoming obstacles that you didn't realize you could overcome on your own.
Motivation.
Let it drive you and inspire you in the direction of your dreams.
Cool. And last but not least, books.
Read them, absorb the knowledge like a sponge, and get taking action on that information immediately.
Ooh, I love it. Very cool. That was fun. You did pretty well. Although the last ones were not a word, but they're so good that I couldn't say anything. So it's like, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a woman of many words. It's hard for me to just keep it to one.
Yes. And it's actually very hard to try to combine full paragraph into a word. So before we, get moving here, I just want to try to, give that message to all the hustlers that are listening to us right now. So is there any hustling quote that you would like to give them to inspire them to, if they're still at their 9 to 5 job and they're trying to make that leap to quit and go on their dreams and start building their business, or maybe they're already taking the decision and they're in their first 6 months trying to build their passion out, what would you say to them to inspire and motivate them?
I would say that the power you put behind your vision will directly affect the speed at which you make it a reality. So put all the power that you have behind creating that vision. And as you move forward in creating your vision and creating your business, every small decision that you make, weigh it against whether it aligns with your overall vision. Because so many people are at the beginning willing to take small instant gratification decisions that don't positively impact the overall picture. But if you're going to create a vision and you're going to powerfully pursue it, the universe is going to test you and it's going to say, how bad do you really want this? So it's going to give you opportunities to make decisions that don't align with that vision. And so what I would say is, think of the short term and the long term. And when you're making decisions, weigh them against that vision that you have for yourself and ask yourself if they complement it. If they don't, there's another path for you that will. Be fearless in pursuing that path, and you will create that vision in a very short period of time.
Sweet. That's a great quote and motivation to all our hustlers. So before we get ready to leave here, I would just want to say, thank you very much. But I want all the hustlers that are listening to us right now to get in contact with you, because you are a true asset to everybody out there for motivation, for coaching insights, and just for, valuable content you're providing for free. So how can they connect with you, and how can they find out more about your course as well?
I definitely want you to connect with me through social media. I'm very active, especially on Facebook. You can find me both on Facebook and Instagram under the Lifestyle Millionaire. And through Facebook, I'm launching the brand new course called the Ultimate Success Blueprint Program. We're launching August 12th, which will actually be right before this episode is launched. But the first group starts officially on September 1st. So you'll have plenty of time to still contact me, hop on the phone. And I am looking for someone who's very specific to be part of this amazing group that I've been building. And so definitely get in contact with me soon through Facebook, instant messaging, or you can email me through my website at www.thelifestylemillionaire.com.
Sweet. And I'll make sure that we link all this into the show notes at thehustleshow.co/THS10. And I'll put your links to your social profiles, the course, and everything. Okay. So that everybody can connect with you and just follow your lead and follow the amazing things that you're doing.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It was truly an honor. I love connecting with you in this way, and I'm super excited to connect with all of you guys who have been watching today.
Yeah, very, very grateful to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for giving me this time to share your story and to share the motivation that you have to share with our hustlers. And, I'm looking forward to seeing you keep exploding and keep doing great things out there.
Thank you so much.
So there you have it, Lindsay's story, incredible journey. So happy and so proud of all the things that Lindsay is doing right now. And remember, all the show notes and the course and all the free training that she has for you for free, you can find it at thehustleshow.co/THS10. And I'll put all the links there to connect with Lindsay. She's an incredible person, and I'm so happy that I had the chance to talk to her, to share her journey, and to become her new friend. So thank you, Lindsay, for joining us today. And, I told you at the beginning of the call that I was super excited because you were part of our milestone of 10 episodes already. But anywho, hustlers, so I hope you get some inspiration from Lindsay's journey and story. And I hope it makes you take action and you just go all in and you just go after it, okay? Keep hustling.
Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to the Hustle Show audio experience. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And even if you didn't, make sure you subscribe to the podcast right now. It's still free. Visit thehustleshow.co for all the show notes and to watch the video experience of this episode. We'll see you soon.